Hello CS scholars, this is Sonal Shah, an English educator from Countryside International School. Welcome back for the second part of the poem The Road Not Taken. Now in this session we are going to start with the figure of speech. Now what is figure of speech? Figure of speech is a word, phrase that possesses a separate meaning from its literal definition. It can be a metaphor or simile designed to make a comparison. It can be repetition of alliteration or exaggeration or of hyperbole to provide a dramatic effect to the sentence. Now students, when we read a lesson, we have some literal meaning to understand. But in case of poem, we have some figurative meaning, means a deep meaning. To understand to that deep meaning, we have to learn figure of speech, and figure of speech gives a dramatic effect to the sentence. So in that case we create a beautiful poems. Let's get start with the figure of speech. Poetic device is also another name for the figure of speech. Here I have jotted down the complete poem, and according to the lines I have mentioned here some of the figure of speech. Here there are few figure of speech which I have mentioned. It can come in one sentence. In one sentence there can be a more than one figure of speech also. So right now you may find a little difficulty, but as you go further with this explanation, you will find it very easy to identify which kind of figure of speech is this. Now let's get started with first. Two roads diverge in a yellow wood. Now here the poet has described that two roads diverge in a yellow wood. Now here poet has said that as this wood means forest. Yes, this yellow wood is diverted into two ways. The same way life is also diverted into two ways. So this is something imagination of the poet. So in that way we can say it is a imaginary. The figure of speech imaginary is also used in this line. Identified. Now metaphor. What is a metaphor? The definition of the metaphor, it means when two objects are indirectly compared to each other. See, I just want to inform one thing, the simile and metaphor. Simile is also a comparison, metaphor is also a comparison. But simile is directly compared to the other object, one object to the other object, and metaphor is indirectly compared to the other object. So that is only the difference between metaphor and simile. So how it is metaphor over there in this sentence? Because the two roads diverge in a yellow woods. Here two roads means two way, two destinies. Okay, so roads are compared to the any person's destiny, indirectly compared. So in this way we can say it is a metaphor. Now go for the next. And sorry I couldn't travel both. Now here not is used in this sentence. Not is used means a negative word is used. Whenever in the sentence negative words are used, that kind of sentence means a negative word used to give a poetic effect to the sentence. That kind of sentences are known as a litotes. Litotes means not, no, nothing, never, neither. Such kind of words when we use to give a poetic effect to the sentence, that is known as a litotes. Now next is, and be one traveler long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. Now here in all three continuity of the line, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. Here in all three sentences and is used while starting the sentence. So three word and is used. It is known as a anaphora. Anaphora is also a one kind of figure of speech when in a beginning the same word is used in a continuity form. That kind of figure of speech is known as a anaphora. In the fourth sentence, and looked down one as far as I could. Now here I have said that it is a assonance and repetition. As I told you before that there can be more than one figure of speech in sentence. So assonance is what? And look down one as far as I could. When the assonance means a vowel sound or vowel word are used. Here as far as, so as and as both the word are same, okay, are used in a same sentence. So as means a, it start from a sound and both the word are same. So in this case it is known as a assonance. And what is repetition? See, there is a little difference between the assonance and repetition. Repetition means the same word is repeating in the sentence. It can be start with the consonant also and it can be start with the vowels also. So in both the cases it can be a repetition. But assonance means what? The word which is starting with the vowel and getting repeated, that is called assonance. And consonance is also there, which it started with the consonant and it get repeated in the sentence, that is a consonance. And assonance means starting with the vowel and getting repeated. But repetition means what? It can be start with the vowel also, then also it is repetition if it is starting with a vowel or consonant, whatever. It is repeated. Repetition. If the word is repeated in the sentence means it is a repetition. This kind of poetic device. Where it bent in the undergrowth. Now here alliteration. What is the meaning of alliteration? When the first letter of a word is consonant and that letter is repeating in the sentence, then it called as a alliteration. Here in this sentence, to where it bent in the undergrowth, to T is there and the T is there. So T sound is repeated in the sentence. So in this case we can say it is a alliteration. Now in second tensa, let's get start with the first sentence. Then took the other as just as fair. Now here also I just want to say that as just as fair means as and as is repeated in one sentence. So in this case it is a assonance. Why? Because vowel sound words are repeated in one sentence. And it as well as it is a repetition also because two words, same words are repeated in one sentence. So it is a repetition. Now here then took the other as just as fair. Now here it can be a simile also. Simile means what? Comparison between two objects. Okay, so here the poet has compared both the road, that both the roads are fair, both the roads are similar, almost both the roads are similar. So he has compared both the destiny altogether. So in that case it can be said as a simile. Now next is and having perhaps the better claim. There is no figure of speech in this sentence. Because it was grassy and wanted wear. Now here two figure of speech is there. One is alliteration. Why it is alliteration? Because let's see. Because it was grassy and wanted wear. Was, wanted and wear. Were sound is repeated in the same sentence. So it is a alliteration. Why it is personification? Student, personification means what? When the human qualities or human characteristics are given to non-living things or animals. Listen carefully. human characteristics are given to non-living things or animals, and in that case we can say it is a personification. Now here that human quality of wanted wear. Wanted wear means what? Here in the sentence means the grass want the person to walk on it. So grass is wanting, grass is having some expectations. So that is a human quality which is given to the grassy land. So in this way we can say it is a personification. Now next, though as for that the passing there. Now this is a alliteration. Why it is alliteration? Because T, T, T. The consonant letter T means T sound is used in this sentence. That is the reason we can say it is a alliteration. Okay, now I feel that you must be habituated to know how to find out the figure of speech from the sentence. It is very easy, only we need to understand and do the practice more. Whenever you read any poem, whenever you read any chapter, just when you are reading a sentence, try to find out. It can be alliteration, it can be some common figure of speech are there, alliteration, personification, repetition, interrogation, exclamation, which can be identified very easily, hyperbole, irony. So such kind of figure of speech can be find out very easily, but we need some practice, and this will develop your skill also, communication also, even your vocabulary also, and writing skill also. Now let's get start with the next. Had warned them really about the same. Now here also some same alliteration. Why alliteration? Because see, them and the, T, here also T, here also T. So T sound is repeated in the same sentence. That is the reason it is T sound is a consonant sound. So whenever the consonant sound is repeated in the sentence, that kind of sentence is known as the alliteration. Now in stanza 3, in leaves no steps had trodden black. Now here one more I want to identify, I want to give you information about the one more new figure of speech, that is a litotes. Litotes are very easy to identify. Whenever you find out any negative word in the sentence which give the poetic effect to the sentence, to create a dramatic effect, that kind of sentence are known as a litotes. So here no is a negative word used in the sentence. In that case also we can say it is a litotes when it is used never, nothing, neither, nor. So whenever the negative words are used, that kind of sentences are known as a litotes. Now next, oh, I kept the first for another day. Now here there are two figure of speech are there, that is exclamation. Why exclamation? It is very easy to identify. Whenever you are finding any exclamatory sign in a sentence, it is said as it is a exclamation. Another one is a alliteration. Why it is alliteration? Because see, here in oh, I kept the first for another day. First for. So F and F is used in one sentence. Okay. And for sound is used. For sound is a consonant sound. So consonant sound is used in a sentence to give a poetic effect to the sentence. So in this case we can say it is alliteration. Now next is yet knowing how way leads on to way. Now here there are two figure of speech. One is repetition, another is alliteration. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. So W, W. Two word sound is used in one sentence. So in this case we can say it is a alliteration, and complete word way, way, way. two words are used in the same sentences, that is the reason it is said it is a repetition, because the repetition of the word, that is the reason it can be said as a repetition. I doubted if I should never come back. Now here, I doubted if and I, a sound. Okay, firstly it is there, and I, two words which is starting with the a sound. So in that way it is a assonance. Again, I and I both were same words in a same sentence, so it can be a repetition also. Now stanza 4. Let's go to the second line. Somewhere ages and ages hence. Now again I have already told you the word which gets start with the vowel letter and which get repeated same word in a same line means ages and ages. Both the starting with the sound, same words, that is the reason it is known as a assonance. Here as the same words are repeated, so repetition is also can be a figure of speech for this sentence. Here, I took the one less traveled by. Now here there is a alliteration. How it is alliteration? Let's see. I took the one less traveled by. Now here T, and here also starting the word is T. So T sound is used in one sentence to give a poetic effect to the sentence. So in this way it can be a alliteration. Now last one, and that has made all the differences. Here also the same alliteration, and that has made all the difference. So here also T, that is a consonant letter. Here also T, starting letter is T. So T is used twice in the sentence. Consonant letters are used twice in a sentence. That is the reason it is known as a alliteration. So here I have completed the poetic, I have discussed about the poetic device in this complete part, second part of the poem, and I hope that you have understand. And one thing I just want to I want to keep in your notice that in the complete poem, the poet has mostly used alliteration, repetition, and personification. So these are the common figure of speech where you will find out everywhere in the poem. So do practice to learn more about the figure of speech. Yes, I know student, this is the time to give you the answer of this tongue twister which we have discussed in our previous part of the same poem. Now I hope you have find out which word can be suitable over here to complete this tongue twister. Let's see what will be the answer. Make a bitter butter better. It's very common word used everywhere in a complete tongue twister, a complete paragraph, complete discussion of the tongue twister. Hope you have enjoyed this poem and you have understand what is the central idea of the poem, the road not taken, as well as what is the figure of speech, poetic device, how to find out the poetic device from the sentences. And hope you enjoyed this tongue twister also. I, Sonal Shah, will be back soon with the one more chapter or poem in my next video. By the time, goodbye. Thank you.